what's happening, YouTube people? And we are back with another episode of For My Culture, and I am here to proudly announce I am reviewing Joyce Wrice's 2021 release, Overgrown. Now, just to get my perspective on things, Joyce Wrice is a relatively new artist to me. I definitely remember her from the Lucky Day album that I reviewed at least a couple weeks ago, and I just think I've seen her name popping up on a bundle of features from other contemporaries in R&B. But this is the first project that I'm reviewing of hers, and I am so happy to actually get to it. Now, after listening to this album back and forth, how many times I've played it a few times, a lot, as a matter of fact. The replay value is high. What I can say is, after listening to this, is contradicting. I swear, this artist is very back and forth with what she wants. I don't know if she wants this, or if she is easily persuaded by stuff, or she's really gullible. But that's the feelings and the emotions that I get from this project. And after listening to it so many times, I don't even know what she really desires. Going off of the first track, Chandelier, she starts off by giving you everything that she's already went through from her previous relationship, or whoever she was messing with, or whatever they was doing, whatever status it was under. But she's giving you her perspective and what she went through on that. And just like the name of the album, I get a mature vibe from this. It seems like she had clear understanding of what she went through and the specifics of what she went through, and how she doesn't want to how she doesn't want to feel like that ever again. So that was cool. I like that track. And then next, I noticed that the next track, Falling in Love, was the same track from the Lucky Day album that I reviewed a couple weeks ago. It was the same track. And I noticed that there was another track from that Lucky Day album from another album that I reviewed, and I was like, okay, so was that a Lucky Day album, or was that a compilation album of just tracks that you just blended together? Whoa. So yeah, and then the next track, On One with Freddie Gibbs. This is another track where she's giving like the specific details of what she went through in her previous relationship. How he was playing around, how, you know how we do. You on one girl, you're not really putting that much attention onto that one, or you do, and you're just playing around with her so you can mess with somebody else. Da 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 da. And then Freddie Gibbs came in with a hilarious verse especially that I think I can coincide with, where he was like, I don't need a silly girl that be checking my phone when I'm in the shower. You know, that kind of stuff is dead. Like, nobody really wants to go through that. And that is why you keep ending up single, Mrs. Rice. Now, on this track, Losing, I really like the way she emphasized the point and drove it home on how she's like, losing you is like one of the worst things that happened, but it was for good reasons, and I can't put myself through that again. So I felt that. I felt the raw emotions coming from that track, and the celebratory production happening behind it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of made for a good blend. But then we move on into the part of the album where it gets real contradicting, and that's when it hits you. This is where the album starts to get real contradicting, and it doesn't get bad, it just gets real confusing, cause then we go back into this arena of thoughts where we think that everything that this man or whoever this person is, or if it's even somebody else that has done this stuff to you that you don't like, obviously based off of the first 4 tracks, why are we going back? That doesn't make any sense. So on You, she's talking about, oh, there's just something about you in particular that I just can't let go. Why were you saying all this contradicting stuff at the beginning if you was only gonna realize that you can't live without him? And I noticed that this is something that happens in reality a lot. You seem to can't you seem to can't go on or just move on from the person that you was having problems with, and instead you go right back to the person that you was having problems with only because the raw emotions was keeping you there. That was very weird. And then that's when we move on. I guess we're driving home the point. So we move on to West Side Gun Interlude. And let me just start by saying that I am not a West Side Gun fan whatsoever.
whatsoever.
And I get it, that's his style. And I've recognized him from features that he's had with Griselda and all of them. But personally, me, Timothy Anthony Moss, I cannot condone in that type of like, I don't know, I just don't like him. He's just not somebody that really grabs my attention from the way he raps off beat. I don't know, and his voice is interesting, but he was the mirror image of, I'm guessing, the toxic fellow that Miss Rice has got herself involved in. I didn't care for that track. I just did not care for that track. But then we just keep on. We keep on with that like lost in raw emotions, and you're just blinded.
You're blinded. You're blinded.
And we move on to Addicted. And I love the vibes of this track. The vibes of this track is beautiful. It gives you that production style that's so smooth. I love the track, and I love the way that she kept driving home that point where she was like, I'm addicted to you. Now it's more than, oh, I just want to go back to you. Now it's, I really, really, really can't do it without you! And then, man, we get into my unexpected track. This was an unexpected jam that I had no idea that was gonna be on this project. KAYTRANADA had an interlude, and I almost threw my phone out the window. I love KAYTRANADA. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. So when that beat came in, I was like, what? I was like, and that track was hard. And you know, it's still going with the story, and it's just playing around with that. But when KAYTRANADA showed up on this, I was like, man, yes. So then we get into the next track, Must Be Nice, featuring Masego. And the beat was beautiful. The beat was beautiful. I love the old school vibes it gave. Or at least to me, it gave the old school R&B vibes. But Masego, nice verse. Nice verse. It's still the same content. She's still blinded, or I can't even say blinded at this point. If this is what she wants, this is what she wants. If she wants to go back through what she went through, or maybe I'm looking at this completely wrong. Maybe she's moved on to somebody else, and now this somebody else is the same. She had the same emotions for this person as she did the previous guy. Maybe that's what it is, because I don't want to believe that she's contradicting herself throughout this entire project. I don't want to believe that. So that track was nice. And then we get into another interlude called Hot Minute. I didn't understand the purpose of this, could have did without it, but it was cool, I guess. It was really very random, very random. And then the next track, Think About You. This is where it's proven for a known fact that she is head over heels over this guy. Can't stop thinking about him, can't get him out her head. It's just somebody that she knows that this is the one, this is the one. But I don't want to believe that she still thinks that it's gonna go well. I'm gonna save it because I don't want to spoil anything. This album was very adventurous through my head because it's like taking you here and taking you there. It was really back and forth. It was too back and forth. And then, what do you think was gonna happen?
A few moments later.
So sick. Guess what? He messed up. Messed up. He says, I am tired of you. I am tired of you. I found this surprising that the album was literally taking you up and down and then back up again. Like, you didn't learn your lesson from the previous knowledge that you had before this album. You get into it, you go through it again, and now you went through it all over again. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I mean, but I understand you put your heart into somebody else, or if you put your heart into the same person again, but then you should have realized that it was gonna happen again, but that's just me. That's on you. I don't think I really cared for this track that much. I don't know if it was because it was a remix edition. I saw it said Japanese remix. I guess that was, if that was the better version that she wanted to put on here, because I need to hear the original. Maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. I don't think I really cared that much about that track. It was cool. It didn't even feel like it connected to the story that much. It really kind of felt like filler. And then the closure track, Overgrown, the title track, it's giving you the complete overview of everything that she has went through from before this album to during this album and to how she feels after this album. That track was genius, from the acapella vocal lines that she gave over the symphonic beat. I thought that was clever, and it made for a beautiful ending. So overall, this album has taken me places where I don't think I've ever really been in a minute for an album. It's taken me up and down, back and forth, and it kind of just made for a very interesting project. The production was great, the vocals was great, the story was interesting, and it just made for something that I would go back to repetitively. And I have been going back to it over and over again. One, to get my thoughts together for the review, but also because it's just an enjoyable listen. I skipped the Falling in Love track featuring Lucky Day only because I've heard that track too many times. I've heard it on one album, I don't need to hear it on this one as well. Like, comment, subscribe on my videos, and if you want your favorite artist recommended for me to review, hit me up on the Instagram for my culture, for.my.culture on Instagram. Yeah, catch y'all, dog. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace.